Northam is a special company. We're a mining company essentially that mines very, very special metals, green metals, platinum and palladium.
We believe in our people, we believe in our product, we believe in our country.
I live my life, sip my chai slowly, some island vibes with tender rollies.
So for many years, before the new dispensation in South Africa, the majority of the population were prevented from owning homes, they were prevented from owning land.
If you look in the South African context over many years, it's part of this legacy of mining. You had migratory labor. People leave their families behind from wherever they come from. And they basically live in a 2 people, 3 people room, and then so it repeats year in, year out.
My name is Unity Shivuri. I'm a ship supervisor at Northam Boys and Mine. My typical working day starts with a handover with my backshift crew. I take from them what happened on their shift, and then from there I have to plan my tasks for the day. I have to organize my labor, my machinery, and then I have to go underground, supervise the people, make sure that they're working to standards, and then they're working towards achieving our goals that we planned on surface.
As Northam, we wanted to move away from the past and move into a new era, and part of moving into that new era was providing housing, providing home ownership for our employees. So we started building houses in developments for our employees.
We started seeing that if you really want to stop legacy issues, you need to pave the way for them to get an entrance into owning property.
What we as Northam saw is an opportunity for us to, one, contribute to the broader housing delivery in the country, as well as provide housing for our employees and giving them the opportunity to buy a home for the first time.
The mining housing project offer, it comes with the fact that I'm owning the house to my name. With other mining houses where I worked before, we know the mines, you have to stay there, but when you leave, it's no longer your house. But with this one, it is my house. From the moment I'm done with the application, everything is in my name.
One of the benefits is that our employees are given the house at cost, whereas individuals who are purchasing on the open market will pay much higher than what our employees are paying. And so what that does on day one is it already just lifts up the value of the property that our employees have bought.
Now, compared to where I was staying, I'm saving about 3,000 rand. I'm owning a house which is less than 5,000 rand a month. So it's really helping me to save.
You can't just build wealth by not owning at least something such as property in your name. And I think for us, it really comes to, we really want our people to feel that they can create wealth.
Coming home after a long day to a home where I'll just relax, play with my kids, it's such a great feeling.
It was also about our employees getting the opportunity, some for the first time, to live together as a family. People come from all over to work on our mining operations, Northwest, Limpopo, Natal, Gauteng. Some of them, during their leave, go home. That's the only time they get to see their families. So for us, one of the elements of our accommodation strategy was to ensure that our employees get the opportunity to live with their families. And therefore, the homes that we built are 2- and 3-bedroom homes that facilitate and allow for our employees to live with their families. We made sure that the land that we purchased is close to schools, it's close to shops, it's close to amenities that anyone else would have access to.
The whole Northam aspect of how we do our business and how we look at our people is not just the housing. The housing makes you obviously feel very good. To see the difference you make in people's life makes you feel good. But Northam's story is not just about the housing. We have created an organization that only had 10,000 people in 2010 employed. And today we're sitting with 18,300 people employed. And it's not temporary employment, it's meaningful, proper jobs.
The initial idea around home ownership is it was a tool to retain employees and a tool to attract employees who wanted homes. We've done it because it makes good business sense.
As a company, if you have a person, he's happy, his family is happy, his kids is happy in the school, he's not going to leave you as a business. He wants to work for you. He wants to remain with you. You're attracting other people working for other companies that also wants to come and work for you. So it's a hugely mutual, beneficial, we get proper employees that wants to work for us. And we want them to work for us, and we want them to feel that they're not just a person or as a payroll number, they're an employee, individual, a contributor to the bigger objectives of Northern. That's the objective. We want people to want to keep on working for us, because at the end of the day, we can only function if there's good people working for us in our operations.
If we don't look after the areas in which we operate, we are destroying our future as a company. And so with all these housing developments that we are putting up in the various towns where we operate, we have to ensure that there's a partnership between our mining operations and the local municipalities.
As soon as the property sector picks up and there's people selling and buying properties, it helps with what the activity is all about in the town. It helps with the secondary business, it's the shops.
My name is Clement Mashego. I'm a manager for roads and stormwater at the municipality. The private and public partnership will still assist this town greatly because we face different challenges, but when we come together, we build a nice infrastructure that will impact on the socio-economic challenges of the town. Northern Platinum has assisted us in building the Potgieter Street, which is now refurbished. It is in a good condition. There is now investment. There is a restaurant built along that road.
As Northern, we have built clinics to service the community. Those clinics have since been handed over to the Department of Health.
The clinic make huge difference to our community because we were traveling about 45 kilometers from our village to the first clinic at town. Especially the clinic have maternity room. When a woman around here is supposed to deliver, then it becomes a challenge up until they deliver along the road before they reach at Lightenberg. It brings huge impact and huge difference to our communities.
Ja, die kliniek helpt voor ons en al die community van hier zo. Kan sukkel nie meer om die mense te weer hospitaal toe gaan en ander kliniek te vat want ons het gesukkel met die transport, dit was na transport. Ons moet so die ander transport maar die ver route en hy is te duur. As die kliniek hier zo is nog beter want ons gaat bietjie anders ter lewe. Ja.
The house has changed my life in so many ways. I have a place where my kids can play with me any time of the day. I love plants, so now I have the ground of my own where I can plant my own trees, I can plant my own flowers. So whatever I'm doing, I know that it's permanently going to be mine. I'm making my own mark in my own house.
My name is Tau Chweni. This is my wife, is Valencia Chweni. I'm a Scoffy at Boysenstall. This project changed our life. I'm currently staying with my wife and my 2 kids, which was actually not easy before.
I think for me, the housing project has actually done an amazing changes in our lives. Owning your own house, staying with my husband, staying with my kids, it's such an amazing experience.
Where I used to live before, my kids were not safe. But in this complex, my children are safe and we've got enough space, not even mentioning outside the yard, inside the complex where they can ride their bicycles and all. It is safe and then it is quiet.
We've made friends, good friends for that matter, and the houses are very cheap. So for us, it's quite an amazing achievement, staying with your own kids, staying with your family, so we're actually quite happy.
I'm owning this home. Imagine, I never thought of owning a home like this.
I would not work for any other company. I think that as we're getting a younger group of people that are coming into the workforce, it'll give me great joy to see young people get on that property ladder with the assistance of Northern Platinum. So our housing and accommodation strategy is about changing people's lives, is about making people's lives better.
And I think for us, it's special. It's special to do the metals and special to work with people and special to change lives.
TFG is home to over 20 local brands that offer customers a choice in lifestyle fashion, accessories, beauty, sportswear, clothing, cellular, and homeware. For TFG to partner with Proudly South Africa, it was an extremely natural fit. The most important thing about this partnership is the job creation. I mean, we live in South Africa and the unemployment rate is quite intense, and it prompts the South African consumer to buy local, because local is lekker.
I started the business 20 years ago, and the reason why I did homeware is because I've been in the clothing industry for many years. And I enjoyed fashion, I enjoyed pattern technology. I then thought to myself, let me try some scatter cushions. I met a buyer at home. They wanted some local product, and that's how we started.
At Home has placed major focus on local manufacturing. The COVID pandemic taught us that being local and focusing on our local supply has become a massive, massive stability factor in our production and retail sales. Was it not for our local partners, we would have had no products in stores.
When starting off with the design, most of the time we get a trend board from the at-home team based on colors, based on fabric, based on texture. My inspiration is very much fashion. For example, you have your beautiful floral in greens and cerise, and I tone it down into a beautiful scatter cushion. In South Africa, we have women empowerment where we bring them in, they can do beadwork for us. We have ladies that can do beautiful hand stitch, and it's so raw and original, and I think that is a South African brand, being original and being pure. We have CMTs on my floor because then production is met and delivery date is met, as well as quality. And then from there we will manufacture, bale it, bag it, and then deliver. Walking through the waterfront and canal walk and seeing our designs in the window on the bed is a very, very beautiful feeling.
The beautiful thing about Sportscene is that it grew to become one of the biggest brands within TFG and within South Africa, actually. They've got millions of followers on Instagram and on Twitter. I had the blessing to go to the Sportscene store in Sandton, and it blew my mind. Listen, there's a basketball court, there's a studio, and there's sneakers. They even do tattoos. They've actually built actual studios within their stores across South Africa, and they created a place for South African artists to come together and create South African music for absolutely free. I think the purpose of having these cool things in the store is to change the concept of a physical brick and mortar store. It's to create an experience and not just come in and shop. They're creating an environment where you want to go into the store and stay there for as long as possible and buy more shoes.
My name's Shane van Niekerk and I'm the MD of Jet. The threat of closure of the Jet stores during the 2020 year, we went into lockdown, COVID came along, we had business rescue, so it was pretty bleak. And it looked like there's a possibility that the entire chain could fold. Employee morale was at a real low. No one knew whether they had a job the next day or how long it was going to go on. It's probably the worst, I don't know, year of my life. What kept me up at night was those people. I think that was far more important than anything else. When we met the Fashini group for the first time, we sat down, we had a discussion, there was a meeting of the minds. At that stage, we had nearly 9,000 employees. And after closing stores down, we ended up with just over 6,000. And we kept a whole lot of the non-profitable stores that were sitting in strategic areas, which was the right thing to do.
It was a stressful time for everyone. But the good news came in when we heard about TFG taking over. As a manager, I was super relieved. It was the light at the end of the tunnel. And we will still be able to look after our families. That's very important. And one thing that I love about TFG, they care for everyone.
It's been a tough road for them, but I think they've now realized that being part of the TFG family, there is a future, there is longevity, and there's growth.
We're a national retailer, an international retailer, and we believe that there should be coverage in all the provinces. And so we've established manufacturing units in KZN as well as in Johannesburg.
When TFG builds a factory or a distribution center, it is absolutely crucial that we involve the community. We don't just offer jobs, we offer education through learnerships, employing the people of the community and also uplifting the people of the community.
I wouldn't be where I am today if it was not for the learnership. I'm now a supervisor in the biggest store in the country.
What's really amazing is that 90% of the learners that complete the learnership program become full-time TFG employees.
The qualification that I've achieved is a NQ level 2 in retail and wholesale. TFG has reduced unemployment. Most of the youth who were not working, I'm one of them, as sitting at home not doing anything. So when the opportunity for the learnership came up, I was able to find myself again, and now I'm working and I'm able to take care of my family.
What's unique about Prestige Clothing Johannesburg is that it's entirely staffed with deaf students that graduated from St. Vincent's School of the Deaf. Today there is a modern 150-man factory that currently is staffed with 50 students from St. Vincent's, but will expand to 125 by the end of next year, and it will go up to 150 in 2023.
This project consists of 3 broad components. We have the theory component, where we teach the learners all about quality, production, productivity, and then the learners progress to the practical training room. And there they get taught how to sew and how to make different parts of a garment and how to attach the different components according to the quality standards that have been set by TFG. And then the third element, they go into a factory where they learn what it's like to work in a factory. For me, this project has just been an awesome blessing. I'm part of the process of changing and impacting the life of a deaf learner.
After this, when I'm done with my theory, I'm gonna move to the TFG factory. When I'm done with the factory, and then if I feel like maybe I need to further my dreams, I can also open my business and give other deaf people opportunities.
Prestige Clothing, that started on the 6th of February 1989 with 6 people. The National Bargaining Council reported in July this year to now be the largest apparel manufacturer in the country with 2,470 employees and another 288 learnerships that will soon graduate and add to this number. We believe that by 2022, Prestige Clothing will have grown to 3,000 employees, and by 2026 to 5,000 employees. Prestige Clothing Caledon is built where there is huge unemployment, where for every job you create, that job supports 5 other individuals at home.
It's been a fabulous journey working at Prestige. What it means for the community of Caledon, that there's more work opportunity because work is very scarce here in Caledon. There are people who are the sole breadwinner in a family, like a lady she has 5 children, and Prestige Caledon gives her that relief that at the end of the week, I will have money to support my family.
All you need to do is invest in a really modern piece of equipment. A wonderful South African that you can train, properly train, to a national qualification, and a properly trained person with a modern piece of machinery, with good management and a good modern manufacturing process in a compliant building, competes with anybody in the world on efficiency. It's wonderful to see ordinary people working as a team, doing extraordinary things.
There's such a lot of opportunity for South African youth to actually go into, whether it's clothing, whether it's any type of a product, especially now that we have Instagram, you know, the young designers, they can actually go out there for the country. So definitely I will inspire them to go out there, start their own business. Don't feel that you are too small to approach somebody too big. You never know where your business can end up.
We believe and support the Proudly South African movement. We've started adding it to a lot of our labeling, our tags that go into products, because we want people to know that these products aren't just being made somewhere. They're being made here by local people, local artisans, local designers. During COVID, we've identified areas which we never thought we could do locally, but we can, and we can do them well, and we can do them beautifully.